in Tucson for a little while now. How do you, and you guys had the trip in Costa Rica, we haven't seen you in a little while. How do you feel like things are going, and are the guys at a point that you hope they'd be at this point in preseason?
Yeah, no, the guys have been working very well. They're doing a great job. It's been a long preseason, and they're working very well. You know, I think there's never a moment that you feel that you're there, because you want to always work more and do even better. But the guys have done a great job through the entire preseason to make sure that they always bring the right energy to practice. You know, it's been a long preseason, and they're still motivated to do the job that we need to do.
It seems like you're trying some different things in preseason than maybe we saw last year. It seemed like maybe you guys are playing a higher line. Are there things that you're trying to get the guys to do that are maybe different than last year at all?
We're working in some things to add up more to the group, and that's it. So we'll see. You know, we'll see. The guys, what we're trying to do, you know, is just to, as I said, to add a few more things that I think are going to make us a better team.
Can you go any specifics on?
No, not yet. Okay. I think we're just working and making sure that we get comfortable in some things, most of all with the ball, to make sure that we can move the ball faster and find, you know, more solutions. And I think the guys have done a great job.
In each of the last two preseason games, you have said that, you know, we want to see even more. We want to see even a higher level. What do you mean by that, and what do you still want to see out of the group?
I'm never going to be satisfied, and the guys as well. You know, we need to always keep on working and becoming better and better and better. And there's not a moment that we can say we arrived. So that's what I mean. You know, it's been okay. It's been good in the games that we have played, but we can be better. We can continue to develop. We can continue to grow. And there's never a moment, you know, that we feel that we just arrive. We can always become better.
But Milano and Milano and Cascante are two guys that have seen a lot of minutes in the preseason games so far. What have you seen out of those guys, and have you seen them take steps forward from last year to this year?
I think so. I think both of them already towards the end of the season, they were doing very, very well. I think you know, they're just competing. I think everybody's competing. I think at this moment everybody could start. Every single player could, you know, put a case for them to be able to be in the starting lineup, and that's what we want, and that's why I think it's been very good.
When you have a team that's, you know, mostly the same as last year, how important is it that certain guys that were, you know, competing playing time but not necessarily getting a ton of minutes, or or on the fringe of the starting lineup, take steps forward? You know, the Milanos, Cascantes, Paredes, those types of guys take steps forward to push even more for minutes this year.
I think first of all, it's bringing always that good attitude, you know, that good intensity to work, to compete. I think is, you know, while we work with the group to make sure that the group is better, we also have to help individually each player to become better themselves, to do something more, and that's what we've been focusing in this preseason. And everybody, as I said, everybody's competing.
And then in terms of specifically Luria and Zambrano, bringing two guys that are a little bit different than, you know, you've had some homegrown players that come through the T2 system, but two guys that came into the T2 system, learned in that environment, and now are coming to the first team. What does that mean for the program to be able to bring these guys along?
I think it shows that the program is working. I think that there is definitely a connection between the, you know, T2 and the first team, and the players that do well with T2, we're going to reward them to be part of the first team. So that's why it's great for players to have the opportunity to, you know, be motivated in T2 and hope that we can have them on the first team. We're going to invite them a couple of times, as we did Renzo and Loria last year, and they're now part of the first team, and they're working very well.
And I mean, Loria obviously specifically has had a, you know, exciting year with getting the cap with Costa Rica and everything, but what kind of role do you see those two potentially playing, and whether they could be contributors this year?
We'll see. It's on them to keep on competing. I think, as we know, Loria can play in those three positions right behind the striker, Renzo with Zamora defensive mid. So, you know, we're giving the opportunity to everybody to play, and we'll see how well they keep on going. So far, it's been very good.
At this point in preseason, you've only added a couple players to the roster. Obviously, Renzo and Marvin, and then you know, the goalkeeper and Claude. We know that there's maybe one or two more signings that could happen. But how do you feel about it in terms of the off-season moves? Do you guys feel like you've done enough to be at the point you want to be?
I think we have a good group. I think we have a group that is very united, and we're very content with the guys that we have.
Why was it important, or from your perspective? You guys you see some teams, they completely overhaul their roster. You guys obviously stuck with pretty much the exact same group with a few additions here and there. Why was that the way that you guys felt was what you needed to do?
I mean, we got to second place. You know? I mean, when you get to the final, it means that the group is a good group, and that's why I wouldn't have to change much. We had to make some decisions that were very difficult, and there were all those decisions that we were forced to make that maybe were a little bit out of our control. But ultimately, we feel that we tried to make sure that we continue to have the same group that did very well last year, and try to add some pieces that hopefully can get us a better team.